Okay, YouTube fans, we're here for the men's teams finals. Coming to you from the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek, Michigan at the 2021 CSI Michigan State Championships. We have Eastside Billiards versus Rack and Roll in a race to 11. Eastside's Billiards, we've got Rich Williams, Troy Myers, Mike Bowen, Jesse Boggs, and Gary Gager. For Rack and Roll, we have Doug Stewart, Terry Birkenmeyer, Leo Zarco, BJ Spencer, and Jimmy Wickens. Our first match on the right is going to be Jimmy. And I'll have to see who his opponent is. Hey, Lucchini Rodriguez. See, you're an Eastside fan. Appreciate you tuning in and commenting. On our left table, it looks like we got Doug Stewart shooting for the Eastside Billiards. Or no, I'm sorry, for Rack and Roll. Watching two tables here, so we'll try and zoom back and forth between each table and catch the best action we can. This is JD here commentating, and I appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure and hit your like and share button. Let's get more live streaming going on out there in the billiard world. Doug Stewart's at the table, and he wanted to give a shout out to his daughter Brittany and Josh and Caden from Clio, Michigan. Hope y'all are tuning in to watch him play. Rack and Roll, I'd like to give a shout out to Side Pocket Billiards, pool hall they play out of. And Eastside Billiards, I'd like to say hey to Eastside Billiards. Get everybody to join the West Michigan BCA Pool League and check out Sunday Funday 9-ball tournaments at 1 p.m. at Eastside Billiards in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Got Mike B over here on table, what I'll call 2. Got a couple balls tied up. I believe he's going to play a safety, and did so very nicely. That brings Jimmy to the table. Going to have to make a kick here on the 7 or the 2 ball, and boy, he does not have a good route to get there. I'll stay tuned in close to this table and see how this goes. If you're tuning in out there, be sure and give us a like and a share. Our sponsors appreciate that. Got OBQs, Lippman Lights, and Diamond Billiard Products. Jimmy was able to make a good hit on the 2 ball and might have got a good leave out of it. We'll see if he's got room to slice that 11 ball in. Check on the other table real quick here. Looks like Doug's got the 15 ball and then figuring out how to get shape on his 2 tied up on the rail. Might be a combination there. Go back to table 2. See if Mike B can make this 11. Yep, pocketed it no problem. And didn't get the best shape. I don't think the 10 ball will go past the 8. If it does, it'll be very thin. We might see another safety here. Roll that 9 up and put the cue ball behind the 15. Or try and cut the 10 in the sides, maybe what he's looking at. Decided to go with the safety. See how this plays out. We'll check on the other table. I believe he left him an opportunity for the 7 there. On our other table, got 3 solids and 3 stripes still hanging there. Got Doug Stewart versus Gary Gager. And I believe Doug is at the table shooting solids. And he decides to play a safety. Oh, no, he made that ball. Oh, I believe this is Gary. It's hard to see. Don't know all these players, so doing my best. If you happen to be watching and I get some names wrong, comment and help me out. Makes a nice shot on the 7. Should leave himself room to get to the 2. We'll stay tuned to this table and see how this plays. See where he leaves the cue ball for the 8. Good hit. Comes back down table. Going to leave himself a cut shot into our bottom left corner. And a nice shot by Gary. Put Eastside Billiards up 1-0. We'll check on table 2. Got Mike B shooting for Eastside Billiards. And he rattled the ball in the pocket. And left his opponent Jimmy and out here. Let's see if Jimmy can run this rest of these racks. Got the 2, 7, 8. No trouble balls out there, so shouldn't be a problem, but it's It's always easier sitting here behind the camera than it is standing at the table. Oh, and he missed the pocket. This might be a little bit of first game jitters. Playing in the finals and on TV does bring out a little nervousness. Got $4,000 for the winning team and $2,500 for the second in this division. Not a bad payout. And Mike Bowen got a shot on the 8-ball, called the side right pocket. See if he can put it in for the win. And he does. So Mike Bowen wins and puts Eastside Billiards up 2-0. Go back to table 1 action and seeing who we got playing here. Looks like Troy from Eastside Billiards. He'll be taking stripes. Rolls the 11 up. Left shot, good shot on the 12 or the 10, it looks like. So I've got Troy Meyer shooting for Eastside Billiards. Hello, Duran Patrice. We appreciate you tuning in and commenting. Always nice to have comments on the post. Something for me, the commentator, to feed off of. Troy held the cue ball just in place there for the 15. Go back to table 2, see who we got playing there. Got Leo for the rack and roll team. Leo Zarco for rack and roll. And we'll go to both tables here for a minute. We got Terry Birkenmeyer playing on the left table, which we're calling table 1. So we got Terry B versus Troy. Terry B for rack and roll. Troy versus Eastside Billiards on table 1. And on table 2 on the right, we've got Leo so far, and I haven't seen who his opponent is. Got himself a little tied up behind that 10 ball on the right table. Boy, that was a great attempt on the left table there to cut that 13 into the side pocket. And Terry hits a little short of the pocket on the rail with the 6 ball. Doesn't get it to fall. But left Troy a long shot there on, I believe it's a 15 up in the lower left corner. I'll go to table 2 here. I believe Leo has called the right bottom corner. Don't think it goes past the 1 and 5, but he's got the better angle. Oh, he's trying to go off the 7 and made a beautiful shot. That was a great carom shot there, Leo. Hi, Pat. O'Mahony? O'Mahony? Let me know if I pronounce that right. Is it O'Mahony? Hi from Yorkshire in UK, enjoying the stream. And we enjoy having you. You're watching the 2021 Michigan State Championships from the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek, Michigan. This is our men's team final, race to 11, between Eastside Billiards and Rack and Roll. Eastside Billiards is out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they're leading 2-0. Side Pocket Billiards, which is the billiards hall that Rack and Roll plays out of, is Lapeer, Michigan. Go back to both tables for a second. And it looks like somebody just scratched there. That'd be Terry B for Rack and Roll. So Troy Myers from Eastside Billiards will be coming to the table with ball in hand. I believe on table 2 we have Jesse Boggs for Eastside Billiards, and he's playing Leo Zarko from Rack and Roll. Terry Lorenz, we appreciate you tuning in, rooting on your guys from Rack and Roll. And Pat O'Mahony from the UK, appreciate you tuning in and let me know how to pronounce it. We are running a 2-table view, and because it's a team event, and we will try and pop back and forth to zoom in on an individual table as we see shots we want to watch. Matter of fact, we'll go to table 2 now and watch this shot. Nicely rolls the 14 in there. He's got a little trouble with the 2 and 13 tied up there, and the 15 doesn't go anywhere nice yet. He got pretty well straight in on this ball on this end of the table, so I'm not for sure how he'll get down there to make a play on either one of those balls. Let's see how he chooses to do it. Terry is out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Terry, I'm not sure if you've heard the name Dominic Aragi. I'm not sure where he's located in Tennessee, but he makes some beautiful sticks, and I think that's my next purchase. A buddy of mine in Enid, Oklahoma showed me a stick and let me shoot with it. Guy makes very pretty sticks. And Nevaeh Shorts tuning in to watch his dad, Leo Zarko, saying, "You got this, Dad." Appreciate you tuning in, Nevaeh. And Jaraka Parker, Rooting for rock and roll, wanting to bring the win home. Go back to both tables. Got Troy at the table on table 1 for Eastside Billiards. And it still looks like Jesse's at the table shooting stripes. I'm going to go back to table 2 here. We're getting close on both tables. I'd like to see how Jesse plays this shot here on the 13 ball. So we'll watch this table for a little bit. He's called it cross-side into our right side pocket. And went a little bit long. Wasn't able to pocket it. So that'll bring Leo to the table. Or let's wait a minute. I might be getting my players confused. I don't get a full view, so this might be Jesse shooting. Yeah, this is Jesse shooting now on solids. Oh, he wasn't able to pocket that 6 ball. And did leave Leo an opening on the 13. Yeah, Terry, I don't know if you've seen any of Dominic Sticks, but go to his Facebook page. It's Dominic with a K at the end, Iraggi, I-R-A-G-G-I. And he's got some beautiful sticks. He uses some nice looking wood. Oh, and hit it just short of the pocket there on the right side of it. On these diamond tables, they're not very forgiving. So that'll bring Jesse back to the table. Let's check in with the other table, and looks like we had a winner there. I will have to touch base with him and see who won that one. So I'll go back to both tables and see if we can figure out who won on that one. Be right back with you. So on table 1, we had Troy Myers from Eastside Billiards win. So that puts him up 3-0. Taking a good lead here in the race to 11. So on table 1, it looks like we got BJ shooting for rack and roll. BJ Spencer. And over on table 2, got Jesse with a little trouble on this 5 ball. Gonna have to try and cross bank it or figure out a defensive move. Hey, Brad Ridley, we appreciate you tuning in. Used to play with rack and roll, but plays out of Grand Rapids now. Grew up playing with the rack and roll players before moving to Grand Rapids. So now that you're playing out of Grand Rapids, I'm assuming you played the Eastside Billiards group. And it looks like Leo won to put rack and roll on the board on table 2. I am trying to keep an eye on 2 tables here, so if you notice me not calling the right names or missing a win, help me out with your comments. I believe we have BJ shooting on the left, BJ Spencer for rack and roll, and Gary Gager shooting on the right for Eastside Billiards. Give a big shout out to our sponsors, OBQs, Lippman Lights, and Diamond Billiard Products. You're watching us live on badboys.tv from the 2021 CSI Michigan State Championships. We're going to zoom in on table 1 here. Excuse me, we've got the 5 and the 4, and the 4 is tied up down there on the rail with the 9. I don't know if he got a good enough angle on this 5 to get down there clean and break that out. Let's watch this shot and see what happens with BJ. Looks like he's going to be putting a lot of high right on this. Was able to get it to come back, but I think he put a little bit too much stroke in that. I believe he'll be able to make a good hit, but not pretty at all on the attempt to make it. I believe he'll be calling this cross side in case it does go. And this could, bounce off the rail, then the 9 ball and go. Let's see what happens here. It did head that direction. Boy, got the 8 close to going in off the 10 there. Looks like we got Rich Williams shooting for Eastside Billiards on table 1. And I believe he is the owner of Eastside Billiards. Correct me if you know for sure out there with a comment. He's got a pretty clean table here. Shouldn't have any problem running off this rack. He did get himself up against the rail there with the cue ball, but should be able to pocket this 9. And did he come back enough for the 12? Yeah, he did. Check in on both tables. And we got Gary versus Jimmy on the right table. We're going to go back to see if Rich can run this rack out. Down to 2 balls. Shot that a little quick. Kind of punched at it. But he did leave his opponent kind of blocked from the pocket. And Nicole's going for Richie out there with Eastside Billiards. Nicole, we appreciate you tuning in. I believe Rich will be able to pocket this 14. Even if it has to go off to 4. Don't know if he'll be able to hold the cue ball there for the 8. I think that's... He's got a nice soft stroke there. Does he hold it? Boy, he got right up on it. Check both tables, then come back for that final shot there. He got right up on that ball. Now, to avoid being a push, he will have to come at this at an angle. And this is going to send the cue ball running. Looking at a safety. And plays that nicely. Going to leave his opponent, BJ, a very tough cut shot. Basically on the 50-yard line with it. I think that was a smart play by Rich there. You know, to try and cut that 8 in as close as he was, he would have to send the cue ball running pretty wild. So let's see what BJ can do here. Oh, just rattled it in the pocket. That'll leave Rich with the chance for the win. Check in on table 2. Got ran pretty quick here. Got Jimmy at the table. Would have liked to have followed that 10 ball up a little further, but shouldn't see any problems here. Let's see if Rich can pocket this 8 ball. He does, and holds the cue ball. So Rich wins another one for Eastside Bears. Goes up to 4-1. And we'll go back to table 2, and it looked like Jimmy won for Rack and Roll. So it's 4-2. Get him fired up, Jimmy. So we'll go back to the both table view here and see who we got coming up. Looks like on table 2, we're going to have Jesse. Table 1, it's going to be Troy from Eastside Billiards, respectively. On table 2, we got Terry versus Jesse. Terry from Rack and Roll and Jesse from EASTSIDE Billiards. And on table 1, we got Troy, and I'm not sure who'll be shooting for a Rack and Roll yet. We'll see when they come to the table. Chantel Zarco, rooting for Rack and Roll. Appreciate you tuning in. We are live from the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek, Michigan for the 2021 CSI Michigan State Championships, and this is our men's team final. EASTSIDE Billiards versus Rack and Roll. Terry missed a shot on the 1 ball on the right table. Table 2, we're calling that one. And you still got Troy Myers from EASTSIDE Billiards at the table on table 1. Appreciate y'all tuning in. If you are watching, please hit your like and share button. Helps us with our sponsorship and keep live streams coming to you from all our events. Our next event will be the Ohio State Championships, coming from Roberts Center in Wilmington, Ohio, just south of Columbus on 71. Happen to be a local there, come out and watch us. There will also be a pro event, so you'll get to meet some of the pros. Watch them play. Going to zoom in on table 1 here to see how Troy's doing. Shooting solids here. I believe he's shooting solids. Looks like he might be trying the 6-3 combo. We'll stay zoomed in on this table, see how this works out. And he pocketed the 3 ball nicely. Got a shot on the 7 ball on the side here. It's either that or play a safety. See what's happening on table 2. Got a lot of balls tied up on the left side down there on the top. Got the 3, 7, 4 for solids and 10 and 13. 13 will go in the corner. Can be used to break out that 10. Terry got a good breakout there, but left himself right up against the 3. Go back to both tables here. Brittany Mason, watching from Germany. Appreciate you turning in. Rooting for Rack and Roll. Might be a Brittany that's Doug Stewart's daughter. I believe he told me to give you a shout out. Brittany, I believe this is Doug shooting on our left table, which we're calling table 1. We'll zoom in a little bit for you on. That was a nice attempt to move the 13 across to the side pocket, but fell just a little short. Got Troy on the left deciding what to do. So we'll go to table 2 here. Got Terry shooting his last ball, the 5. Looks like he's called the corner over there and was able to get it to go past, and got a kick on the 8. He wanted to just miss that 8, and he would have had it in the side pocket. We'll stay tuned on this table and see what Terry can do with this 8 ball. Boy, that was a tough cut shot into this lower left corner. Thinking that's what he's going to attempt. Nope, it looks like he's going to cross. Just move it back out to the middle of the table. Back to the other table and see what's happening over here. Got Jesse shooting the stripes for Eastside Billiards on table 2. And Troy Myers shooting on table 1 for Eastside Billiards. Troy plays safety. We'll go back to table 2 here. We'll go to table 1. So Brittany Mason can watch Doug for a little bit. This is Doug at the table. Go to the 2-table view and you get a little better view of Doug there shooting. And then we'll zoom in close to see how he shoots the shot. Looks like he's going for the 9 ball off the 2 and the side and didn't quite get it there. So that'll bring Troy back to the table. Check in on table 2. Jesse comes across nicely for the 15. Believe he'll be rolling this 15 up. Come off the left rail to the bottom rail and have the 10 in the top left corner. Now that's how I see the table. Everybody looks at it different. Let's see how he decides to play it. And he tried to hold it. So now he's got 2 options. Either corner up there. He can back cut it or he can cut it to the right. Looks like he's going to the back cut to the left upper corner. And just bring his cue ball a couple rails down around. Oh, and rattled it in the pocket. So that is going to leave Terry with rack and roll. A chance to finish out this game here. Go to main. See how that table's going and go back for the 8 ball shot on table 2. And Terry was able to pocket it. for rack and roll to make it 4-3. And we'll go back to table 1 while they're racking on table 2. Get a look at both tables for a second. Got Rich break in there. And it looks like a dry break. Did not make anything. And it looks like Rick will be playing Jimmy. Rick for Eastside Billiards and Jimmy for rack and roll on table 2. And Doug just missed a shot on side pocket, which brings Troy back to the table on table 1. I appreciate that, Brad. I did look at that wrong. I had the guys give me a little bit of a description before the start of the match and trying to keep track of the notes on who's who. Appreciate the correction. Got Rich playing Leo. Leo Zarco for rack and roll. Rich for Eastside Billiards. Doug rolls the 13 in nicely. Not for sure if he left him a shot on this 11 ball, so he might have to take the 9-14 combo. Oh, and he tried to roll the 9 past it. Well, if he would have took the 9-14 combo, he would have broke out that 10 and 2, but this might have been a safety move. Troy will be able to clip the edge of his 2 and get it out of there. And was able to make contact with the rail. Go back to our double table view, see how table 2's going. And we'll go back and take a closer look at table 1 and to see how Doug's doing. Cuts the 9 in nicely. And rolls around, I'm assuming that 11 comes up here. In the lower left corner, I believe he'll be able to take this shot. Yeah, Terry, I'm wondering if knowing they're live streamed is getting on the nerves a little bit, because these players are missing some shots that I was watching them earlier make left and right, so just missed that shot a little. And Doug's going to leave Troy Myers a chance to run out here. Just got the 2, 6, and 8. Check on table 2. And we still got a few balls to clear there. Rich is doing fine. I believe he's shooting the solids. Go back to the double table view so we can see what Troy's doing over here on table 1. Comes down nicely for the 6. Andrea Wickens tuning in for Rack and Roll. Let's go to table 1 here and see how Troy's doing. See if he can pocket this 6. He's trying to come back out for the 8. And I believe he'll be able to make this into the side pocket. And he does so, which gives another win for Eastside Billiards. Goes up 5-3. Go back to table 2. See how Rich is doing for Eastside Billiards. Shooting the 5 ball. He left himself off the rail, so he should be able to do a stop shot here. And then take his 8 ball into the lower right corner. Let's see if Rich can finish this rack off. He's had a nice run here. He does. Leaves a nice, easy shot. Hi, Brittany. I'm not sure if y'all tuned in a little late. Rich just made the 8 ball on table 2 for another win for Eastside Billiards. So that puts the score at 6-3. But yeah, Brittany, at the beginning of the broadcast, I did give a shout out to you, Josh, and Katie, for Doug Stewart. He told me to give you all a shout out. So we appreciate you tuning in and rooting him on. Go back to table 1. And looks like a scratch on the break. I believe that was Mike Bowen for Eastside Billiards. Oh, nope. He didn't scratch on the break. Cue ball sitting in the hole. And on table 2, we got Jimmy breaking for Rack and Roll. And looks like he's playing Troy for Eastside Billiards. Go back to both table view. You got Mike B still shooting out of the hole in the corner here. Nice pocket on the 4 ball there. Yeah, Brad, I do believe they've had a long 2 days, yesterday and today. I'm not sure if you're correct on where they were called. I wasn't here when the teams were called, but I do know I remember seeing them playing yesterday and today, and so they have had to get a roll going. Andrea is rooting for Jimmy on the rack and roll team. Go back to both table view here for a moment. Got Troy playing Jimmy on table 2. And got Mike B for Eastside Billiards. And I haven't seen his opponent come to the table yet. It's Mike just rattled the 5 ball in that corner. So we will see his opponent now. And looks like that's BJ Spencer on table 1 for rack and roll. Rack and roll would like to put a few racks together here and run them out to even this match up a little closer. Right now 6-3 with Eastside Billiards leading. Please hit your like button if you're tuning in. Helps us keep our sponsors happy and keep free live streaming come to you from all our events. BJ pockets the 13. Go a little closer view on that table. I think that was, looked like 13, and this is the 15. I think he's going to shoot now into the side pocket. I think he'll follow this up, hit the rail. Nice shot. And have a shot up here on the 12. Then he can take the 9, 11, 14. In pretty much any order he'd like. Just hit a little bit right of the pocket. So that'll bring Mike B back to the table for Eastside Billiards. Check in on table 2. Got Troy shooting. Let's go to both table view here. Kind of keep an eye on both tables. Got Troy shooting on the right for Eastside Billiards, shooting stripes. Mike B on the left, shooting for Eastside Billiards, shooting solids. Looks like he's calling the 5 ball, pockets it nicely. And Troy pockets his last stripe and has a pretty simple shot on the 8 ball. Go to close up on that one. And he barely got that to go off the rail. Troy makes that one to give Eastside Billiards another win. 7-3. Yeah, we'll zoom in to table 1 here. Let's hold on to this. Let's see here. Shooting his last ball on the solids. Go to table 1 here. And it looks like Mike B got that one to give Eastside Billiards another win. So that's going to be 8-3. And you got Doug from Rack and Roll. Just broke on table 2. Looks like he made a ball. Coming back to the table with this option of groupings. Table 1 is going to be Terry from Rack and Roll. And we'll tune in to see who his opponent is. Got Doug lining up the 5 ball on table 2. We'll check that out. And that was a nice shot there by Doug. Now he's got the options here. He can take the 2 first. I like taking the 7 because he's going to bump that 10 ball from this angle. If he shoots that 2 now, he might bump that 10 ball. And if he doesn't, it's still going to be hard to hold that cue ball there for the 4. So I like getting a better angle on this one. I think I would go for the 7 first. We'll stay tuned here and see what he does. Yeah, he decided to go this route, it looks like. Should be shooting the 1 or the 7. Shot the 7, and now it's pretty much going to have to take the 1 or the 6. Go back to the split view. And looks like you got Rich versus Terry on table 1 on the left. Rich being for Eastside Billiards, Terry for Rack and Roll. And on table 2, we have Doug shooting. And haven't seen his opponent yet come to the table, so we'll see. Doug's going to take a cut shot on the 1 here and hits just short of the pocket, but might have got a good leave there. Left him pretty close to that 9 ball. So let's see who his opponent is for Eastside Billiards. Looks like it's going to be Jesse for Eastside Billiards on table 2. So Jesse versus Doug on table 2. And Rich versus Terry on table 1. And Rich is at the table and moving balls off shortly. Or quickly, I'm sorry. See if Rich can pocket this 13. And holds the cue ball for the 8 in the lower right corner. So Rich is able to put that one away and give Eastside Billiards another win. So Eastside Billiards coming out strong. Score is 9-3 in a race to 11. Go back to our 2-table view. Looks like you got Rio racking for Rack and Roll. On table number 1. And table 2, we've got Jesse and Doug. It looks like Jesse's at the table, plays the safety. Zoom in here on this table for a little bit. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors, OBQs, Lippman Lights, and Diamond Billiard Products. Check out all our streams from our events at badboys.tv. And check out the Bad Boy Shopping Network for some great Bad Boy apparel. Got Leo broke on the table 1. It looks like he made a couple balls, so he'll be coming back to the table. Go to our split view. And you got Mike B shooting for Eastside Billiards on table 1. We'll go to table 1 action here. Mike B for Eastside Billiards. Mike B making quick work of this rack on table 1. Got the 2 ball left. Draw back for the 8. All he's got to do is make sure not to draw back too far. Played that very nicely. So Mike B drains another 8 ball for Eastside Billiards. Goes up 10-3 and is on the hill. Check the action on table 2. Got Jesse versus Doug. Jesse for Eastside Billiards. Doug for Rack and Roll. Jesse's got 4 stripes left to run. Looks like he's going to try a combo with the 9-15 here. And just got it to fall. Got the 14 and then the 9. And left himself a nice angle to get back up table for the 8. So does he come a little short and play it in this corner? Grabbed an extension so he can make sure he's comfortable while shooting the shot. And he decided to come up table and put it in the side pocket. And does so. So that's it, folks. Jesse wins it for Eastside Billiards. Final score 11-3. Eastside Billiards take the championship. Rack and Roll places second. It's a great team event. We appreciate everybody tuning in. See if these guys want to give a shout out to the camera. Very strong finish by Eastside Billiards. Rack and Roll had to go the long way and played a few more matches since they were a wild card.